So he's a businessman. He represents Metropolitan Council District number 6. And he's a closer. So here's how this thing went last year. Baton Rouge meets DC. Fantastic opportunity to pull a bunch of leaders together to have a panel discussion.
Yes.
My guy said, hey, would you mind emceeing or moderating the panel discussion? I said, absolutely. I love DC. It took a few weeks to realize it was 3 panels. And I did them all. So he said, no, you're not gonna have to do 3 panels again, man, it's fine. So then I see he got Brandy to get up there, come to DC as well, and we're gonna host them together. Now
it's 4 panels, and you did a great job last year, I might add. So.
And when did I find out I'm not doing 1, I'm doing 2?
About 10 minutes
ago. When we walked into the building. Brother, you know what, man? That's why you're my guy. So let's talk about DC meets Baton Rouge, or Baton Rouge meets DC.
Baton Rouge meets DC.
It was a great exchange of information last year. So what's your goal behind doing this? And as we see on the screen, it's a number of leaders from the city and the region who are going to be there. What's the goal?
So, you know, I've been going to the Legislative Black Caucus Conference for about 10 years now.
Okay.
And it's a collective of individuals from all over the country and the world dedicated to empowering underserved communities, black and brown communities, through policy, through economic development, through advocacy and things of that nature. And what I didn't see when I was going was anything dedicated or focused on Baton Rouge.
Capital city.
I felt like we needed to make a signature event where we promote brand Baton Rouge, its infrastructure, its economic drivers, and make sure that we advocate for resources to come down from the federal level to help expand on the things and the work that we're doing here.
What were the biggest wins out of last year?
I'm glad you asked that. It's actually been a build-up. The biggest win is with me serving on the Baton Rouge Metro Airport Commission and advocating for more direct flights, more origins, more destinations, and the conversation evolved at Baton Rouge meets DC about this direct flight to DC.
Yeah.
We was able to engage American Airlines, work with our federal partners, and Congressman Garrett Graves got us some resources, our state partners and State Rep Ted James, and the mayor's office and Mayor Sharon Weston Broome, and all of those resources together put our heads in a room, and we got that direct flight.
So it's so interesting you say that. I tell people about this and then DC Mardi Gras, that outside of some of the mixers and events that happen there, it's a great business networking opportunity. This was September of last year? The last year's,
so every year in September.
So September of last year, and it was announced in January of this year. That's how fast that all came together. Any goals on the dartboard for this year?
Well, the goal is always to get in the room and have those conversations. Not only do we have Baton Rouge stakeholders and citizens come, but we've had other congressional members come. And that's key when you advocating as a member of Congress or a council person or a state legislator to get resources in your community. You need votes and support from your colleagues. So for them to meet a Clay Young, meet a Sharon Weston Broome, meet some of the other stakeholders, look at the project, touch the project, feel the project, get a better understanding of the city and what our goals are, then they can say, yes, I can support that. I can support you in that, Congressman Graves. I can support you in that, Congressman Carter. I can support you in that, and help get those resources to Baton Rouge.
It's so amazing, because you travel a lot too. People outside have so many glowing things to say about our city, but you look around here and so many people have nothing positive to say. And I just marvel at that. And going to DC, there's always positive talk about what's going on in Baton Rouge. Why do you think that is?
I don't know. I think sometimes we can kind of, you know, through our desire and our goals to have better and do more and see our city grow, sometimes we don't see the growth that's existing. And other people from the outside can see it. And it's funny that you mentioned that. We got a lot of comments from others from around the country about what we were doing with the mixer and the panels and putting Baton Rouge on display, and other cities are starting to model that now.
Now, for somebody who is sitting at home watching and saying, look, I could go up to DC to witness these conversations, if you can get in the room, it's open for people to come.
It's open. There's an Eventbrite. We'll get the link to you to put on the screen when this airs, so you can definitely come. And we could have this conversation in Baton Rouge. The biggest thing is having it in the nation's capital, where a lot of resources are to impact our infrastructure, our health care, our higher education, our secondary elementary education. All of these resources come down from the federal level. We have state budgets, local budgets, but it enhances the impact of the project, the mission, and everything if you have federal dollars to match.
Tell everybody what the panels are about.
Well, we have several panels.
Okay.
We have 4 this year, as you mentioned.
Yes.
Tourism,
Yeah.
small business, urban development is on one panel. There's an elementary and secondary education panel. There's a 21st century policing panel that also focuses on crime prevention and healthcare. There's a utilities panel where we have Devontae Lewis, the commissioner.
Yeah.
He's going to be a part of that. So there are multiple panels. We have about 40 stakeholders, business and political appointed and elected leaders participating.
Oh, it's a big deal. It's about to be a close sibling to DC Mardi Gras.
Yes.
Because of everything that happens there. So anyway, it's going to be next Thursday.
Yes.
We'll report about it the week after that and see if we can keep it to 2 panels. Does Brandy know she's doing 2 panels?
She knows she's doing 2 panels.
Okay.
You just found out.
I just found
It's going to be
out.
at the Gathering Spot, DC.
The Gathering Spot. I can't wait. Afterwards, there was a mixer and everybody had dialogue about it.
Yes.
It was fantastic. So I'll see you in
All right.
DC.
Thanks for doing this.
All right, Matt Moscona is on set next.